Hi guys, this is probably another interest item rather than anything else. I haven't had a chance to get any machining projects on the way. Lack of time. Temperature's better. Won't be long before it's too hot in here, I should think. This was a project I made back in the mid-90s when I worked, for a while I worked in an R&D lab, and we were making shaded pole motor fans for extraction on flame effect propane fires, and the fans needed to be tested, and I came up with this. I'll show you the inside in a minute. It's basically pretty simple. We've got 5 ons, 5 offs, 0 to 1 minute on each, 0 to 1 minute on each. And if I switch, this is running off 240 volt at the moment, and I'm going to convert it. It's going to have some use. I managed to rescue it when the phone went squat. So at the moment it's on its lowest setting. So now we've got an output on, and then that'll show when it goes to the off phase. It's about as slow as it'll go at the moment. But the object of the exercise, the trigger, actually sometimes that's needed to start it off, but it's self-running at the moment. And we've got a reset on phase, reset off phase, and you just crank these pots up. So with everything on max, we've got 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off, and variations in between. It proved very useful actually. So let's have a look inside and see what we've got. Well, there's the guts of it. It's pretty simple. The only thing missing, which is in the bottom half, is a substantial Cutler hammer 4-pole relay, and this is again just in case anybody's interested in it, but the whole thing's based on 2 timer boards. I didn't build these. I used to use timer boards quite a lot, but this was a convenience thing. Good old 555 timer, everybody knows that, I think, who plays with electronics. That's a tip 122, which is I think that's just for current management on output. Small tranny there, forget what that is. So we got the 5 pots for on and off. They're all 1 meg, and they're just seriesed up. Power supply, which at the moment is 240 volt with a little rectifier regulator there. That's all got to come out. And this relay is, what's that now? 1, 2, 3. That's a 5-pole changeover, and that's hooked up to suit the boards under different conditions. And then this relay in the corner, there are 2 connections here, and those will actually be power out. It's got to be soldered up again yet. Power out to the large relay, and that's basically on-off switch, LEDs, all pretty straightforward. So let's have a look inside the back part of the relay, which isn't a very exciting object. This was stored in far from ideal conditions actually, and the inside of this is a bit messy, and it's still got some of the old UK cable. So the relay, let's zoom in a bit on that. Nothing very remarkable about that. It's wired up so that we've got main supply in, output supply. We've got a loop back here on the second to third for the neutral, which goes to, that's going to go to the little relay that was in the top left corner of the back of the other piece, and then that wire, actually I've got to zoom back just a smidgen. So these are hooked up. This one is the live to the coil, and there's a neutral feed to the coil off the first terminal. Yeah, you can barely see it actually. There's just a little bridging piece going to the coil drive. So this has got to be converted, and I thought I'd just detail the process from using that word again, interest point of view, and I'll show you what I've got to modify it. So there's the replacement relay contactor. It's only a 3-pole, this one. It's a GE. Seems to be alright. It was used, sold as used, got it off eBay, about 15 bucks I think. And coil connections on the back there. And then this little fella, I don't know if it's going to be very reflective, let's just see. So we've got this little power supply. You can see by my hand it's pretty darn small. It's about the size of 1.5 packs of cigarettes. And this came from China, so it took ages to arrive, but it was ever so inexpensive. I mean, it's ridiculous. I've got a load of transformers left, and I could probably have found something in rectifier and all the bits and pieces to make up a supply, but this was the easy route. Power in. There is an earth provision, 12 volts out, and a little potentiometer there for a final tweaking of the output voltage. I tested it, it was pushing out 12.03. It's rated 2 amp, 12 volt. The other supply I forgot to mention, obviously, that was 12 volt. But this was, I think, without checking, it was only about $6 or $7 with free shipping, which is amazing. So we're going to convert the unit, and we'll come back later on when I've changed everything over, and I'm going to put, I think probably, I'm just going to put a double receptacle on the bottom section, so I can just plug anything in that I want to cycle. Well, sometime later, now I've got this converted over. That's the old contactor. So we got this new one, which was used off eBay, I think I mentioned, 15 bucks, good value. And it's all configured now. This power cable is actually a second one. We've got 2 supplies to this unit, and this could well be beefed up to a higher current cable. I think we can handle 10 amps happily now, which is about all I'm worried about, but seeing as the contactor is rated for high current, if I do need to, I can uprate things. So I've got the slight inconvenience of a double supply instead of taking it all off the one point here. And then we're just going to, I just fitted a receptacle to the side here. Doesn't go on terribly well, and that's a little night light. I'll use that for test in a minute. So there we are, that's that half changed over. And then the main unit with the timer boards. Here's this amazingly inexpensive little power supply, all the way from China. Rewired that and the on-off switch, and then this relay over here. We've got to hook up the 2 brown wires that we saw in the last back piece to feed the contactor coil. So we'll put that together, see if it works. Got those 2 browns onto the relay now. Alright, a test run here, it seems to be working. Put the electronics on. I'll wait till it gets to the off light, which is there. Switch the main supply onto the contactor and let's see what happens. Oh, I haven't timed the duration. I think this lowest setting is about 10 seconds, something like that. 10 to 15, it's about as low as it goes. Very noisy contactor, and then off again. There we are. As so many of my things, just in quotes interest factor, but I'll find a use for it for cycling various things. And the main thing is I've got the option. Let's just put this off. I've got the option to have almost zero off and maximum on, which is 5 minutes, and vice versa. So for testing certain things, I think it'll be handy. If I need a very heavy load for it sometime, I'll change the wiring on the contactor mains input. Anyway, there we go. Thanks for watching.